Coming up on AINTV.com, hear how business aviation is going to cope with the emissions trading scheme. That's in just 30 seconds. Emissions trading has been the big issue today at Ebace. I'm Charles Alcock, and we've just heard from somebody within the European Commission Transport Directorate that they are willing to accept EBAA's alternative means of compliance proposal for bringing business aviation into the emissions trading scheme. Airlines have enough staff to handle the bureaucracy associated with ETS calculations and payments for buying carbon credits. But much smaller business aircraft operators could find the system excessively time-consuming and costly to administer. At a special conference session on the first day of Ebace, operators discussed plans to create a not-for-profit organisation to handle the ETS process collectively for the entire European business aviation community. But while some operators feel they can live with the proposed compromise, others still object to the ETS approach to slowing the rise of carbon emissions from aviation.
For small operators, the system they're setting up is just impossible. The accounting that has to be done is too much work. Most operators have just 1, 2, or 3 airplanes. How do you expect them to do that kind of accounting? It's just too much work.
For the individual operator, trading in emission schemes, or the ETS, is really not practical because the units that they trade in are typically hundreds of thousands of tons, and the typical operator in a year will only burn 10, 20,000, 30, 40 maybe tons.
Earlier this week I talked to the new chief executive of EBAA, Eric Mandemacher. He said business aviation wants to be part of the solution to aviation's impact on the environment, even though business aviation contributes less than 0.5% to all aviation emissions.
The only thing we're looking for is an alternative means of compliance to reduce the administrative cost to the smaller operators, 800 of them with a small number of aircraft, to make sure they're part of ETS, but at the same time meet the requirements.
And practically speaking, what do you hope to set up to make that function properly?
We hope to set up an association that will take care of all the administration, the flight logging, the emissions and the trading of the credits required to offset those CO2 emissions. We will do that for those people who join us, and that will then meet fully all the requirements of ETS as envisioned by the European Commission.
If EBAA's proposal is accepted, operators of jets weighing 5.7 to 20 metric tons, or those carrying fewer than 20 passengers, would be allowed to participate. This would spread the cost of administering the ETS over hundreds of operators, as well as enable the association to buy carbon credits at volume discounts.
We'll continue our negotiations with the European Environment Commission as well as the Parliament, and we're very confident that at the end of the day we will all be happy with the result.
EBAA hopes to seal the agreement on alternative means of compliance by the end of this year. ETS itself will become a reality in either 2011 or 2012. For AINTV, I'm Charles Alcock.